Welcome everybody. Don't forget to mask up. Put your mask back on. Sad to say we might have to go back to wearing our mask again, but it is what it is. Either you're vaccinated or unvaccinated. Hip Hop 50. It's about my man Dougie Fresh. Oh my God. This is a story. Thank you to Missy D for the Battlegrounds 2017. This is how long I had this shirt. Missy D doing the Battlegrounds. For Hip Hop 50, 2023, 50 years of hip hop. First, I like to salute a lot of the promoters from the hip hop side that was giving parties. Rest in peace to Willie Guns from the Rolls Royce movement in Harlem. Did a lot of joints in the Renaissance Ballroom. The 4 members of the Harlem World crew, there's only 1 member left. My man KOOL, DJ Randy, and Cool D Darryl grew up in my projects. And then you lost Son of Sam. The only one left is Charlie Rock from the Harlem World crew. They were promoters that gave a lot of shows at Harlem World. Mike and Dave, my partners at one time from Lincoln Projects. And I'm talking about guys who gave a lot of parties, not just 2 or 3 who gave important big parties. I might forget a few people. Smiling Billy Jr. from the Ponderosa, you know, Gusto from Rooftop, Leon BRILL-BROADWAY International, started doing parties over there with him. Rest in peace to Big Wally, Fat Wally. Richard T in the Bronx, T Connection Club, HERC Garage, Arthur Armstrong, as well a promoter. You had MANDIPLITE. You also had Sandwich, Brothers Disco, Nubian Production, Ahmed Henderson. That was all ZULU Nation parties. You had Cool DJ AJ, Fly Guy, Fly Girl, all that. You had my man Ray Chandler, definitely Ray Chandler, Black Door. Tiny Woods, RUDY, Godfather Productions. You had the early HERC parties. And I'm talking about strictly we was doing hip hop. And then you had me, RC Pac Jam. Trying to figure out who I might be missing. If I'm missing anybody that's done, let's say more than 20 parties, you know, I don't want to leave anybody out, but it's important. But getting back to my man Dougie Fresh, boy. Ooh, I used to have a store over there on 118th Manhattan Avenue. Candy store. And this little kid used to come to my store all the time. You know, probably like, he might have been like 16 at the time. Him and his man, Loose Bruce, you know, like, let's get him candy. But it was the point that he found out that I gave parties. You know, he knew me, and I gave a party. He kept bugging me and bugging me and bugging me and bugging me. And I'm like, yo, my man, you can't even get in Harlem World. You know, you can't. You know, like you too young. So what I did do, over at the Park of the Battlegrounds is over at 150th Street with Master Don and you know, I did an outdoor party and I was able to put the Force MCs on because I put them on first of doing parties. Nobody wanted to mess with them. And that's why I called the early hate and the segregation in hip hop. And then I put Dougie on, and on the fly that I'm posting is the first flyer Dougie was on, known as Dougie D. And you know, he just wasn't ready as far as I was concerned, because back in the day, in order for you to get on the flyer to perform inside of a Harlem World and that, like, yo, you just didn't put, some people just put people on, and some people's like, listen, man, if you going on my joint, yo, you gotta be like, yo, ready. You know, and that was the great thing about it back in the day, because putting people on flyers was like getting a record deal. It was like a certification. Now, depending on where you was at on that flyer, if you was on a flash flyer or whatever, with Lubbock Starsky and them, and your name was all the way to the bottom, you knew your position. You damn near must have handed out a lot of flyers as well to get on that flyer. I know the game. You know, me and AJ at one point started making an MC convention list because, like I said earlier in another post, that we had to start taking groups off the MC convention list because Flash and the Funky Four were no longer available. and around, and then, you know, we added groups on, and soloists, and certain groups, and people that we felt could be the next come up. But Dougie was rapping, and I just felt, okay, everybody's rapping. So it had to be like about a couple weeks I didn't see Dougie. He didn't come out of the candy store. I just didn't see Dougie at all. I'm like, yo. And one night, I think I was doing Shaw Rock's birthday party. And me and Red Alert was standing outside Harlem World in the middle of 116th Street in Divider talking. And lo and behold, here come this little motherfucker, man. Like, what the hell Dougie want, man? Like, damn. He said, yo, RC, got something I want to show you. I'm like, what, Dougie? And him, Bruce, this man, Bruce was with him too. He reminded me of two little rascals, Dusty, you know, like pulling his pants up and, you know, like he's just been outside all day. Like his mother said, go outside and don't come until the lights come on. And he started doing all this, all this weird shit. And I'm like, yo, what is this? He's like, yo, this is the human beatbox. He's like, yo, I know how to do this with his throat and just with his mouth and all this stuff like he gargling and shit. I'm like, yo, now that shit is hot. And that was the night, I didn't care what, he might have been 16 going on 17 or 17, whatever it was, because it's been a while that I've known Dougie. I like, yo, my man, you can go and get on the stage in Harlem World. It was a Thursday night, go and get on the stage. And that was basically his opening. Because then after that, he started doing parties with Mike and Dave and, you know, man, Dip Light and them, because I put him on and opened that door for him. And he expanded himself, you know, went and got his record, did a record with Vincent Davis, Entertainment Records, and he did one with Enjoy. He expanded his career. And we always talk about that story, like how it all started for him. And I always go back to say, you got to give the next crew or the next guy a chance to come up. Otherwise, man, you can't win. You can't win. I mean, the story with Dougie is long, but I just wanted to say, hey, today, you know, Hip Hop 50, 2023 is going to be 50 years, and this is my story. And salute to my brother, Dougie Fresh. This your man, Ralph Barella, a.k.a. Vansilk. I'm out.